Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast. Coming at you from the local 218 studios. Jill's microphone has already fallen down. We told her that it was going to work great. Hey, Jill, you got a brand new arm. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And yet this microphone is falling in her lap.
And you lied.
This is amazing. We'll fiddle with that in a second. But until we do, with me, I am Mayor Dave Badeaux of the city of Brainerd. With me, as always, is my brother.
Das Flutenduten.
God. So we just dub over top of Scott, whatever he says at the beginning. So I think we're still on Das Flutenduten.
It's German.
It is. Anyways, Gabriel Johnson, how are you?
I am excellent, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Should we move on to our guest?
Where's the guest?
Well, Jill McKenzie of Chefs on 6th fame. I apologize to everyone. We're going to just be listening to Jill's microphone hit her jacket the whole time. All right, anyways, Jill's microphone just fell all over the floor. Who knows how this is going to get stitched together? If there's a big doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo from Wayne's World, you know that's just me spending literally 8 minutes trying to fix her microphone. Hey, Jill McKenzie of Chefs on 6th fame. Some people may know you as Queen B. How are you?
I am very good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, now that we've had our nice break in the middle of the episode, 30 seconds to explain yourself. Go.
Well, I'm GE number 17, Grand Elbow 17,
Grand
Queen
Elbow,
B. You can all guess what the B stands for.
We know.
Yes, it's exactly what you think.
Bumblebees.
Also known as Sandy's mom.
Okay.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Worked for the court system for
Yes.
27 years, sold cars for a little over a year, and working over at the Relationship Safety Alliance now.
Yeah. So you get to work with me often on some community projects. So we're excited.
Yes.
All right, good enough. You did a great job explaining yourself. Some people don't explain themselves very well. It's become a theme on the podcast.
I still don't know how she feels about snakes.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought we weren't going to talk about
we
that.
aren't going to talk about snakes.
Gabe wants to know how you.
Okay, done.
So we here at the current studio, not the new studio, but the current studio, the existing studio that we are in, are directly next to a pet shop that is really not. And when I say pets,
It's pet shop, not so much.
yes, the snake people.
There is no dog or cat in there, so moving on.
A lot of geckos.
A lot of geckos. Jill has an opinion of snakes, and we won't share it, but you can imagine.
Well, see you later.
No, you can't.
All right, so we've got Gabriel Johnson. We've got the Buchos, Scotty Pizza. We've got Jill McKenzie. We're going to play a game. Everyone knows what time it is. Game time. Who? I love it. The
Jill didn't know what time
I
it
had
was.
no idea.
She had no idea what time it was, but she mouthed
Yes.
every word.
She nailed it. She absolutely nailed it.
If you're getting the hint of what we do here is we don't really give you a lot of information. We just throw you to the wolves. So
I like wolves.
today's game is this or that.
That.
And this game is a game in which simply we have two topics or two items, and then you guys just have to explain to me, is it this or is it that? Which one's better? Which one do you prefer? Do you got any reasons why? I'm just going to arbitrarily decide who I think gets a point, and then at the end, whoever has the most points wins. Now, Jill McKenzie, you have never been on the podcast before.
Correct.
At some point in our podcast history, I said, say something to your fans, and then decided to say hello and congratulations. It makes no sense. It never will make any sense. But now it has become the one rule in all of our games. Okay? If you win the game, I will say, Jill McKenzie, say something to your fans. You must say hello and congratulations. If you say anything other than hello and congratulations, I am the winner of the game. Got it?
Can I mouth it and someone else actually says it?
Absolutely
I did
not.
so well at that.
You did a very good job of that, but absolutely not is the only way that I can win this game is if you get that wrong.
All right.
If you see where this is going.
Bring it.
All right. So
Scott already saw it.
Yeah. Wonder who's gonna win.
this game that Dave just arbitrarily gives points to. I don't know. You guys could win me over. All right. So
Good luck.
We're going to go rapid fire on the first couple handful of questions just to get everybody acclimated to the process. Super simple. First one is Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Not gonna lie, I'm a newly converted fan
Okay.
of Pepsi.
Okay, let's hear why.
The best drink on earth used to be,
Yes.
back when we were a proper nation, an ice cold fountain Coke from McDonald's.
Yes. And rumor has it that they have their system tweaked specifically to have the best version.
They had the steel pipes
Yep.
that were refrigerated. They had everything going for them. And then, all of a sudden, they removed the straws. You have to request a straw with your Coke at McDonald's.
It's unbelievable.
God damn it, I love Pepsi.
Well, and I went to a McDonald's, not one in Brainerd,
Yeah.
and asked for a straw, and I was told it's for the drive-up only.
So
So you can't even get a straw.
Can't even get
at
a straw,
certain
no.
select McDonald's.
can't
Well-
even get a straw anymore.
Maybe the employee was just not straw trained. I don't know.
They got to sit this employee down in front of the TV and show them the straw policy video. We laugh, but I'm sure it exists. I'm sure they have a straw policy
Oh,
video.
100%. You can find old training videos.
Those are the
from
best.
fast food places on YouTube.
Those
oh
are
my
the
God, they're
best.
so great.
Well,
I know how to make a great Wendy's burger. They do like 3 presses on each corner. Like,
nice.
There's a specific way.
That's
Wendy's
awesome.
Does that.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut one. I was looking for how they did their dough prior to.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a press. They
Okay.
actually had a press. At least in this video, they had a press going. Coke, now Pepsi.
Now Pepsi, because I can't even get a fucking straw with my Coke.
Point to Gabe. Pepsi is the correct answer. Not because it's better, but because growing up, that's what my grandpa always had. That's what we drank was Pepsi. But I will say this about straws. So I worked as a bartender for a long time, and I will say this: I am on board with the hey, what the fuck, America? Maybe calm down on the straws a little bit, because every single night you would take 2 garbage things, and I don't mean like small, but 2 full giant garbage bags that are just straws, and throw them out. And typically it's because every single drink you give out has a straw, and then people either do the thing where they bend it or they just take it out and throw it. So I will say this, having bartended enough to know that if every single night I myself am throwing out 2 bags of straws, multiply that by the town, multiply that by the state, country, maybe calm down on the straws. However,
Dave, 75% of the globe is covered by oceans. They can handle a couple straws.
I will say this though, we had our first experience with the McDonald's cup, and the first thing I said was, "Where's the straw? Where's the straw?" And she's like, "Oh, well, thank you for asking. You need to ask for the straw." And then I couldn't even figure out how to get it in the goddamn cup. It's like, at least if you're going to do it, have a better system.
Fuck you, McDonald's. You gave me a straw and I couldn't figure out how to use it.
Anyways, point to Gabe. Moving on to the next one. Ketchup or mustard? Gabe, go first.
Mustard.
Mustard, love it.
Ketchup.
Oh, she's saying ketchup over to Scott.
There's not enough information.
Okay, well, let's go. What do you...
For what? For a hot dog? For a hamburger?
This is the point
Or a corn dog.
This is the point of the game.
Corn dog, ketchup, all the way.
Point of the
Really?
ga- This
Yep.
is the entire
Yep,
point
I
of the
like
game.
You're
ketchup
wrong.
on a corn dog.
Okay, we're going
The,
ketchup
the
on a corn dog.
sweetness of the ketchup matches well with the
No.
sweetness of the cornbread.
I appreciate your answer there.
Scott, you have a daughter, have a couple sons, and watch them consume ketchup.
Yes.
And you are just disgusted by the thought of ketchup.
Does anyone else want to battle Gabe for this point? Because that's the best argument so far. Jill, you said ketchup, but
Well-
you didn't seem very convinced by that.
Well, part of it depends on what you're eating.
Yes.
I'm not going to have ketchup on a corn dog.
No. Well,
I gotta have mustard.
Okay.
On a hamburger, you gotta have both.
Okay.
You gotta remember. See, I worked at McDonald's. That was my first job as a teenager,
Okay.
and it was one of the few girls that got to go back and help cook.
Wow.
That did not happen. Oh,
How long ago
am
was
I
this?
dating myself a little bit? I'm only 27.
1995.
Oh, I wish.
Strange enough that they're like, women, get them out of the kitchen.
Not at home.
Yeah, don't you dare go back there and make me a sandwich.
So progressive. They were on the cusp of it back then. They're on the cusp of it now.
Yeah, get out.
I'll just say in the 70s,
Okay.
the guys did the cooking.
Okay. All right.
And the girls,
Okay.
we manned the counter.
Okay. So where's this going with ketchup, though? How does this fit
Well,
into the ketchup?
Because on a hamburger, you got to have both.
Okay. Okay.
French fries, ketchup only.
Ketchup only. I'm a
Mayonnaise
fan.
only.
Yeah. Oh, God. What is it? What are you,
Your
the Dutch?
Royale with
I
cheese.
just took away your point.
It depends on what it is.
Okay, so I will say this: I appreciate the ketchup on the corn dog. I am a mustard on the hot dog guy. I was not for a long time. I always subscribe to you put a bead of ketchup underneath the hot dog, and then the mustard on top. That to me feels right. This idea coming from
You
Chicago.
hide the ketchup because it's hideous.
That's exactly right. But this whole idea from Chicago that you only put mustard on the hot dog. Meanwhile, we're going to put sweet relish, we're going to put a tomato in there, and
pickle?
we're just going to make you make your own ketchup in your mouth. Get the fuck out of here. Because of that, ketchup wins. Point to Scott and point to Jill. Also because of your mayonnaise comment on the fucking French fries. Jesus.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, there's not enough fat in these fries. All right. This one should be pretty simple. Doritos or Pringles? Jill, Doritos or Pringles?
I'm not a fan of really either.
Of either? Moving on. Scott.
Point to not Jill.
Oh, I didn't even get to finish, but whatever.
Okay. We'll come back to you maybe.
I'm gonna go with Pringles.
Okay. All right.
The market is saturated with too many similar Dorito type snacks.
Yeah.
Pringles are outside of Lay's stacks. They're their own thing.
Okay. Well, all right.
Outside
Continue.
of their competitors.
Yes.
That one competitor
That
that specifically came in to combat
Yes,
the Pringle.
absolutely they did.
I'm going to go with Doritos.
Doritos, okay.
Pringles are... What are they again? They're like
I think they're
mashed,
they're pre-chewed,
highly processed, pre-chewed.
pre-chewed
Yes.
molded potato chips.
They're essentially the dehydrated mashed potatoes you get,
Yes.
just somehow pressed into a
That's
crisp.
what they do.
Potato
is
crisp
quite literally.
And put into a tennis ball can.
And put into a tennis ball.
I'm going to go with the bag of chips. I'm going to go with
Okay.
Doritos.
All right. Jill, back to you.
I'll have to go with Doritos if I had
Okay.
to choose one, but Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch.
Get out.
You want me to leave already? Okay, there's the door.
A fun fact about Cool Ranch. Remember back in the 90s when they did Cooler Ranch?
That nacho cheesier?
Yeah.
The cooler ranch?
And I haven't confirmed this. We never confirm anything on the podcast. I hear and then I just regurgitate. Supposedly, the recipe for Cooler Ranch was to make them less offensive on your breath. So they removed some of the garlic and the onion flavor from there to make it less offensive. That's the problem with the Cool Ranch Dorito. It's heavy on the breath. Heavy on the Doritos breath. Enough so that a company thought they needed to change it. I'm going to give the point to Scott, and I'm going to tell you why.
Right.
It is Pringles, but it's not because you think. Actually, 0 points around because
No, I will take my point.
because
Thank you.
the Lay's stack is by far superior to the Pringles. By far superior. It's a little thicker.
But you didn't give me that fucking option.
you quite
Then
didn't
it's
say
called
Lay's
this or that.
This
is my first time. I get that.
You quite literally talked shit about the stack, but you still get the point. This point to Scott. All right. All right. We're gonna go a little more in depth now. Oh my God, we're gonna get really serious. Ripple chips or non-ripple chips? Moving on from one thing of chips to another thing.
We're gonna drastically change the game we're playing here. What other kind of chip do you like more than this other?
Do you like this chip or that chip? Scott, ripple or no ripple on your chip?
I will say not rippled. I feel like the ripples compromise the structural integrity of the chip.
Interesting.
I'm going to go 100% all in on ripple chips.
All in on ripples, he says.
Because
Okay.
the best chip is dipped.
Okay.
And if you're dipping,
Okay.
you don't want a flat wafer.
Yep.
No, you want one that doesn't have its structural integrity compromised with all these folds in it.
You want to buy
Might as well
that
perforate your chip.
big ass box of Old Dutch ripple chips that
Yep.
come in the three
Okay.
different bags
Old
and dip
Dutch.
them in some French onion dip, and you're snacking in heaven.
French onion. How do you feel about Bermuda onion?
Get the fuck out of here.
I have never even heard of that.
That's Same company, so Old Dutch, right? Let's say you get the chips, then you get the chip dip. They got the French onion, way to go. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, hey, by the way, there's another onion. It's Bermuda onion.
That's for fancy people.
Get the fuck out of here. All right, I like that. Good point. Jill, how do you feel about ripples or no ripples?
Well, it depends. If it's a plain Lay's potato chip, awesome.
Okay.
And if you throw some flavor on it, that's good too. But I got to go with the Old Dutch ripple chips with McKenzie dip.
Oh,
what's the McKenzie
I don't even
dip?
know what that is.
Well, that's
Mustard.
no. So it's Worcestershire sauce, milk, and cream cheese.
All right, no, 0
And
points to you.
it's a McKenzie family thing, and it's amazing.
I'm going to go home and make that.
So it's almost Caesar dressing.
Yeah, I like it.
No.
Okay. Just for going out on a limb, I'm going to give you the point. I'm not a ripples guy, and I'm going to tell you why. It is better for the dipping. But what I like to do is I like to take those flimsy little Lay's chips that aren't going to get it done and just grab them into like just a stack of shingles. And then,
Or Pringles.
That's called Pringles.
and then dip that way. I will also say
Is
this.
that why Pringles are called Pringles? Because they look like shingles?
Could very
Holy
well
moly.
Wait a second.
What are Pringles,
You dip regular Lays stack at a time?
Well, you have to because the structural
yeah.
integrity
Because
is not there.
they're so thin.
You gotta get basically just a smattering, we'll call it, of chips, and then dip from there. It's been a while since I've dipped a chip, though. I will say though that the French onion is good. Much like you, we have our own dip in our family. We refer to it as
It's
Dave.
you.
We call it Dave dip because I love it so much. It is cream cheese softened with milk, and then just onion and garlic salt, and it's delicious, delectable.
Really? Cream
Yes.
cheese is good?
Yes, and a little onion in there.
But you got to stick with Philly.
Much like Doritos, though, we got to reduce the onion and the garlic. Otherwise, the Dave dip is going to give you the Dave blip. All right, so I'm going to go point to Jill. Gabe, you're struggling here. You
I
only got
have
1
the
point.
best opinions.
You have the best opinions. You have the best opinions. All right, we'll start with you.
I think you should always think your opinion is the best.
That's my opinion.
Well, if you're not a legend in your own mind, you're not a
Yes.
legend anywhere.
Yes, Gabe, we're going to start with you on this one. Chicken or pork?
Oh, pork.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so versatile.
Okay.
You got bacon, you got ribs, you
Okay.
got pork chops.
Okay.
Chicken, you have chicken.
Okay. Jill, over to you.
You had me at bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Dave's a chicken guy, though. So all you have to do is say chicken, you get the
Yeah,
point.
I am a chicken guy.
That
We know this.
that is fair, but pork is vastly superior.
But why?
It's a giant animal with different parts.
Yes.
You can use. You take from the hindquarters.
Yes.
It's way different than you get a roast. It's different than a chop.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
didn't even think about the pork shoulder. Yeah,
It's
this might be
true.
the best part.
It's true. I am a chicken guy. I eat a lot of chicken, a lot more chicken than I eat pork. For me, chicken is just there. You just get it, you throw it into something. It's never gonna get too out of control if you get a little chicken in there. However, pork is the right answer. I mean, and you started it right off with bacon. We're gonna start with you with the point.
Bacon, salami, and
Yep.
pepperoni.
Yep.
Yeah, cured meats.
Prosciutto, cured pork
Well, you got
products.
ham for Easter.
Yeah.
0 points to you. Ham is disgusting. Not a ham guy. Not a ham guy. I have said this. Callie had multiple times. Was talking about you got to calm down. You're getting old. You can't be doing all these crazy things. I don't know what they are.
Can't be yelling at magicians.
Yes. Well, we got to talk about this. I almost forgot about this. We got to talk. Should we talk about it now? But I said to Callie, I go, Callie, I'm not going out in a blaze of glory. I'm going to die eating ham because I don't even like ham. I'm going to be at Easter. I'm going to choke. I'm going to die freaking eating ham. Ham. That's what
Ham
I'll say.
gravy is maybe the best thing that was ever created.
That's not bad. I was surprised you didn't say sausage because you taught me.
Well, I mean, I said salami and
Yeah,
pepperoni.
yeah.
Those are
Well,
cured
sausages.
meats.
But specifically, you taught me that like Italian food, like spaghetti, you go sausage. You go with the Italian
ground sausage,
Yeah,
along
Italian
with
sausage,
the ground beef.
not ground beef.
Oh my God! It's
you
just
mix them?
Or both, yeah.
unreal. I'm going to give the point to Gabe and tie everybody up because bacon is really the right answer. I mean, I'm not as big of a fan of bacon as everybody else is, but it's bacon.
It's still bacon.
There is not a part of the chicken where you go, well, that's delicious beyond belief. Like that goes on everything. It's like, yeah. All right. So, point to Gabe. We are tied up. All right. Timeout. Scott brings up a point that I'm going to forget about if we don't talk about it now. We are coming off of Valentine's Day. Okay. One, Callie Randall, she loves to get flowers. So I always get some flowers, and then we'll go like to a movie and to dinner, right? The typical men thing to do for Valentine's Day, which drives me nuts because I hate all that. All of that. I hate the eating. I hate the going places with her. I hate being around her.
I hate having to spend
Hold on,
time
let me
with
call
my...
Callie. Anyways, I'm joking.
One-on-one time.
I joke. But two things. One, I got flowers this year, and I went and I was like,
Shout out to the Halversons.
yeah,
Brandon Floral. Great
yeah,
place.
Yep,
absolutely, 100%. But I was gonna get roses, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of pretty. You know, it's got roses, and then it's got some other stuff in there, which is always a downgrade. You add things to the roses less, but in my eyes, it was like it's kind of nice. It's pretty. I get it home, and she just leaves it in the bag, right? So I'm like, well, why did you leave it in the bag? Well, it turns out that if the cat eats this, which is a lily, the cat will die. Then the next day, I'm like, what the hell did you buy that smells like piss over here? And she said, oh, that's the lilies.
It's one of those flowers.
So I brought home something that smells like piss
And will kill your
and will
cat.
kill the cat. There will be no more flowers coming home to our house. I just looked at her and I said, you've now decided we don't get flowers anymore. But
Yeah, one of the most awful smells on the planet. I did the same thing.
I couldn't figure it
I did
out.
the same thing like a year or two ago.
Couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I was like following my nose around the house like, what the fuck is that?
Like Toucan Sam only looking for piss.
Yeah.
Kelly,
It smelled like burnt piss. It smelled like an electrical fire and piss had a baby.
Kelly had bought like some hand soap or something, and that was sitting there. It was like lemon scented, and I was like trying to, in my mind, like associate the two, and I was like, it's got to be that. No, it turns out it's the thing I got you to tell you I love you.
Yeah.
Smells like cat piss.
I love you. Here's some piss.
It's
That
the
will kill
flowers.
the cat. That will kill the cat.
But anyway, this isn't about flowers.
No, this isn't. Let's get to the real meat of the story. So we went to the local 218. Shout out to our sponsor. Love their food. Super excited. We get in there and we went a little later because Callie's got to come back from Pequot, which is about half hour away. I like to let her get dressed, wash up, do the thing that ladies like to do. We're not going to be in a rush. So we go out, it's about 8:00. And we get there, and as we're sitting there, I noticed that there is a magician.
I love magic.
Yep. And so what this man has been paid to do is just go around to the tables while you're waiting to kind of kill the wait a little bit.
What level of magician? Is it just a guy walking around with cards? Are we full garb?
So we are talking a man in a vest, things in his pockets. So we are.
How sparkly is his vest?
It wasn't that sparkly, but he was going the other way. He was almost going like steampunk looking. Okay. It was a classy looking vest. I come to find out later that evidently very good, which makes my story even more fun for me. Evidently, this is a very good magician. I heard from 3 people that say like it was fantastic. Whatever he did, I couldn't figure it out. So I turned to Callie and I said, Callie, when this gentleman comes to the table, I am going to tell him that we do not partake in the dark arts. And Callie looks at me and said, please don't. And I said, Callie, if you ruin this for me, you will ruin our Valentine's Day.
Worse than the flowers you gave
Worse
her.
than the flowers. Well, that was the gift that kept on giving.
Kept on pissing.
So I said, we're going to play this straight. You can't laugh. You can't make any indication that we're joking about this. So
because you're not, and she's not going to laugh because she's pissed.
She was very upset about this. So smash cut to like probably a half hour later where he timed it perfect. It's like the exact right time to come to your table. And here he comes, and I'm just like, oh, here we go.
It's my time.
And so he comes up and he just says, and he starts to kind of fiddle in his pockets. And I just held up one finger and said, I'm going to stop you right there, sir. We do not partake in the dark arts. And I am trying so hard to have a straight face. I'm not even going to look at Callie because we can't break. And the poor gentleman he had no idea how to react to me saying that. And he starts internalizing things like, is he joking? Nothing that he's doing is showing me that he's joking. And then he looks at me and goes, it's not real magic. And I believe what he said was, they're just tricks and pranks. I believe is what he said. In all reality, I have no idea what he said because at that point I just went, amazing, amazing.
Busted.
It's not real magic.
Yeah, phony.
Well, it's not like he's a witch or something.
Because those are women.
Dave was worried.
I was worried, and to be fair, he had not brought his wizard staff with him, so I wasn't too concerned that anything was going to happen. But man, just looking at him, look at me, slightly cockhead a little bit, and being like, "It's not real, it's not real," and I just looked at him and I said, "We do not partake." And he just folded his hands back in his pockets and slunk away. And I immediately almost fell on the floor laughing because I was like, that was better than I ever could imagine that was going to be.
And then it turns out you missed a good show.
Yeah, it turns out he was amazing. And Callie's super pissed about it because she's like, I was really excited for the magician. And I said, Callie, there are moments in life that you have to take advantage of.
But he may have given her flowers that didn't stink.
Yeah, maybe.
I bought you the piss lily. You let me harass the magician.
Who had my
I
piss
earned
flowers?
this.
It was gold. She's still mad about it. And I'm still laughing because just the way he looked at me was like, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Don't worry.
Sir, we do not partake
What do you think? You're Harry Potter?
in the dark arts. All right. Anyways, man, Jesus Christ, this episode is just dragging on now. We're gonna pass over gas or charcoal. That's too easy.
Charcoal.
We're gonna pass over pasta length. There was a good one that Scott had. Short or long pasta length. I think it's a good one. I think we're gonna save that for another time because we're gonna go. Speaking of McDonald's, we're gonna go back to Big Mac or the Whopper. Jill first. Big Mac or the Whopper?
Whopper.
Oh, coming from somebody that was in the kitchen at McDonald's? Blasphemous. Okay, I like it. Go, Scott.
Neither.
Neither. Gabe.
Reluctantly,
Yes.
I'm going to say Big Mac.
You're going to say Big Mac.
McDonald's to eternity. But if your standard burger doesn't come with cheese on it, if you have to order cheese additionally, as you do with
is that
the
a thing?
Whopper,
At the
With the
Whopper?
Whopper, yes.
the Whopper comes without cheese.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's not a burger.
that's not a burger.
That's
So
not a
you have
burger,
to go
he
with the
says.
Big Mac.
It's not a burger, he says.
Burger's not a burger without cheese.
I'm going to revert back to McDonald's.
Okay.
So if someone ordered a Big Mac, we had to do the 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
You had to sing the song?
We had to say it. Yep.
Okay, point to you just for having gone through that.
Yeah.
I will say that I love a Whopper. It's delicious. We ate a lot of Whoppers as kids. It was on the right side of the road on the way out of town, headed to our house. So that's where we went. It was that or Wendy's. McDonald's was on the other side. So there's some U-turns going on. So McDonald's was coming into town. Burger King on the way out. Ate a lot of Whoppers, but I love a Big Mac. And if they do it right, the day that we went and we had the Coke scenario, no straw, Coke, get it out of here, was horrible, but they nailed the Big Mac. Oh my God, they nailed it. So that is the correct answer. But point to you for having to go through the nonsense of
Well, and I
singing
still
your song.
remember it a few years later.
Yeah,
It's a hello and congratulations.
it is.
By the way.
It is. All right.
The only burger worth getting at Burger King is just a $1 double bacon cheeseburger, double cheeseburger.
You gotta give it a shot. You gotta go with even the Junior Whopper. It's a pretty good sandwich.
Whopper.
I may actually like the Junior Whopper because my problem with a lot of the fast food burgers is when they try to go big, you're just giving me more of this fucking D-grade meat.
Yep.
And it's just not for me. Which I'll change my answer from neither to the Big Mac just on the account of the American cheese.
All right. Yeah, I like it. All right. Well, moving on. Point to Jill. Jill, you're in the lead somehow. Nobody
Weird.
saw. Nobody
saw that coming.
Nobody
Yeah.
saw this coming. Not a single person in this room. All right. We are now into the hypothetical division. This is to round out the entire game. These are hypotheticals. And we're going to start with Scott on this one. Scott, would you rather have a car with the features of a convertible and a tank, or one that combines a motorcycle and a canoe?
We live in Minnesota, so I'm taking the canoe.
The canoe? Okay,
Absolutely.
all right.
I too will choose the jet ski.
Well, the canoe could be a sidecar.
Oh,
Could be,
that
but-
would be a fun jet ski.
Sure. I mean, but the difference, though, is that it's a car. It says a car with the features of. Can't be a jet ski. That's not a car.
No, a motorcycle canoe is a jet ski. It's a long jet ski.
Jill, where are we at?
I am going to go with the convertible
Okay.
with a tank
Okay.
because I have one.
Huh?
I have a Ram, and it's got a full
Track system?
no,
Oh.
no,
Hold on.
no
Cannon?
sunroof.
Oh.
So
It's got a
it's
50
kind of
cal.
like it. They call it a Ram for a reason.
Okay, 0 points to Jill because
Oh.
all
Wow.
things that I want from a tank, it was not a sunroof.
It's the track system and the gun.
Well,
No, the one thing we
You
know
can't
about
be
tanks
driving
is you
that
pop your
down
head
the-
out the top.
I just see you driving down the freeway and popping people in front of you.
I like it.
I think a convertible tank is the worst invention ever because the whole point
Of
of,
a
the
tank.
tank
It's to be protected.
Well, but if it's a convertible, you can, have that quick put the roof on and
Why would you take the
and-
roof off?
well,
To
it's-
make it a convertible.
exactly, and I think you kind of have to make part of it, to
Let's
be
convert this into
bulletproof
a I'm
glass
dead machine.
because it's like the Pope Mobile.
When I read this question, I could only think of the movie GoldenEye with James Bond.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a scene where he gets in the tank, but yet he's sitting up in the tank like it's a go-kart and,
Right.
and reaching down by his legs and steering the tank. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Yeah. And even if it was, you're being shot at. Get in the tank.
Otherwise, how could he adjust his tie and then go like he does?
Well, and mix his martinis.
Exactly.
So Angie and I bought a little pull-behind camper a couple years ago, and we picked it up out kind of in the outskirts of Aitken.
Yep.
And when you're
The outskirts of the outskirts.
we were way out there.
Downtown.
Population 3 in this place. But on your way out there, you're going down all these back roads, and we must have passed 50 little lakes. Every turn you make, there's a lake on one side, lake on the other. You go another 30 yards, and it's separate lakes. And that is why I pick the motorcycle canoe.
Point to you.
Because
I like it.
you could just zip all over the place
Yeah.
with no worries.
Oh, is this like a duck?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the motorcycle canoe could just
Yeah.
cruise? All right.
Yeah, it's a jet ski. It's a jet ski with wheels.
It would be like being out in Boston.
Yeah. Very, very tippy. That's a tippy canoe.
Tippy canoe?
No, it's a tippy canoe. I don't know about Tyler, but it's a tippy canoe. I'm still going to give you a point, though. I think that's great. There's been many times where I've just wanted
It's an
to...
amphibious vehicle.
But it's not just an amphibious vehicle. It's called portaging. And you are just going to portage with a... Just take that baby up. I like it.
And then I'm going to just run right over you with my tank.
I'm
you
way
don't just
faster.
have a ram. We've discussed this. Yeah, I've got a ram, but it's also a tank because it has a sunroof.
Yeah, you know what I do in that
like the
instance? I
convertible
drive
thing.
into the water
Me too.
and you sink.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so Gabe, you're trailing here. Scott, Jill.
Still appreciate my opinions.
Yeah, I do. like your opinion. This is my favorite question that we have. Actually, we're going to do this one last. So, this one is very topical, very in the news. This is, would you rather watch completely AI generated content or eat fake meat for the rest of your life? So you can only have one or the other, or you either, all the content that you watch has to be generated by a computer, or all the meat that you eat has to be generated by a computer. Which one? Scott.
I'm going to go with the meat.
Okay. Okay.
I have watched a lot of, you see like I made a robot watch 1,000 hours
Sure,
of
yep.
Batman and had it write its own script for something.
Yep.
And those are hilarious because they're just silly nonsense. And some of it's very, very funny. But they don't get to that point without a nudge from a human.
Sure. So you value the content over the contents of your meat.
I've actually never eaten these fake, like the Impossible Whopper, the Impossible Meat or whatever.
The one I had was the Whopper.
But
Pretty spot on.
that's the direction we're headed as
Yeah,
a species.
I think so.
You better get on board.
Yeah. All right. Gabe.
I was kind of angered by a lot of things. But I read in somewhere in Europe, McDonald's offers their burgers as regular or with meat. And I was like, McDonald's, give me a straw.
You didn't even care if it was a paper straw.
I'm going to go with the AI generated content.
Okay.
Because bacon.
Okay. All right. Jill, over to you.
Well, I'm going to go with the AI
Okay.
because you can't make a fake meat ribeye on the gas grill.
All right. All right.
You will.
Well, you're not going to be
You
using.
absolutely
Oh,
will.
you won't be using gas though. God forbid.
Yeah, that's going to
Just
be
not
banned.
inside.
We're just going to burn
Only
coal.
on the electric grill powered by solar.
And burning coal. Point to Gabe to tie it all up.
What? I knew I had that point before this round started.
I will
I
say.
wonder who's going to win the last round.
I will say this. You are correct. The with regular or with meat is insane. However, I had the Impossible Whopper, and you talked about how low grade the meat is to begin with.
Right.
You can almost not. If you put the two together, like you had me to eat one chunk and then the other chunk, because it's a texture thing.
And that's
texture
the
thing.
only thing you were eating
Yes.
was the beef
Yes.
versus the beef.
But turns out if you put mayo, tomato, and by the way, a big chunk of onion in there,
Yeah.
it turns out it tastes exactly the freaking same.
Well, yeah, what we said was all the commercials were always like, oh, it tastes just like a Whopper.
Yeah.
Or it tastes just like a burger. I had some. No, it tastes just like Burger King.
Yes.
Okay? That's what it tastes like. It doesn't taste like, it tastes just like
Yes.
beef. No, it tastes like Burger King.
I can tell you, I could eat a Whopper, but not for the rest of my life. AI generated content, it's eventually got to figure something out, or at least I'll be entertained by how ridiculous it is and maybe go outside or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd just go touch the grass instead of watching content.
Watch a little paint dry,
Oh, my
maybe some
God.
golf.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you did not see this coming, but it is all tied up. It is all tied up. There has never been a
And
round.
Jill is about to have the best opinion of her life.
Every day.
It has never been a tighter match here on the iKnowBadeaux podcast. The last question is my favorite one of all. The NHL, if you took away their skates, or the NBA, if you made them wear them. So everything else is the same. Would you rather watch the NHL, where it's just a bunch of dudes running around on the ice, or
Called broom ball.
no, but see, here's the thing though. But you can't have there's no special shoe. This is just
all right.
Just running on ice.
this is just running on ice.
It's just no skates. It didn't say.
Well, I'm saying
But now
this.
the basketball one says with skates. So are they still on the court?
Yes.
Are they just crunching putting
They are-
holes in the court?
Destroying skates and wood.
The NBA is absolutely 7 foot tall people on
Shredding
wood
their knees. Just
wearing ice skates. Which one would you rather? Who wants to go first on this? Jill's gonna go first.
I'm going to go first. Well,
Okay.
my husband was a high school hockey coach. I've been around hockey forever.
Okay.
You cannot put basketball dudes on skates because they can't do it. Hockey players are good athletes, and
Okay.
they could play equally with or without skates.
Okay. All right. Changes the game quite a bit, but okay.
You
You're
didn't
saying
think
that's
that
a better
was going to be
game.
my answer, did you?
I did not. Or to Scott.
I think based purely on the amount of fun I would have watching it, it's going to be the basketball players wearing ice skates on a wood court.
You're just going to watch them crash like trees.
Yeah, 100%. Why wouldn't I?
Over to Gabe.
That would be cute for a minute.
Okay.
But I totally go with broom ball. Yeah.
Okay.
Hockey players wearing
Okay.
shoes and still playing hockey is a little bit slower, but it's still going to be an
Imagine
exciting
the
game.
danger of somebody an alley-oop. Like the stakes are so high.
Get out of the way. Get out
They're
of the
going to
way.
have to raise the basket then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because these are now 8.5 foot tall individuals. And you're right. The amount of broken ankles in the first minute alone. Just
Right from the jump. Throw it up, crumble. Everybody crumbles in the first 2 seconds of the game.
I find it really interesting that you say that because one of my favorite things growing up as a kid, because we come from a area that's pretty heavy into hockey, but also lot of basketball. We way back in like the 50s, we were winning state championships in basketball. Haven't won one since, but hockey team's always been pretty good. Basketball team has always had a good following. But when you get into gym class and you try to get those hockey players to play basketball, it was unattainable. They couldn't do it.
It's not gym class. It's FIAD.
Okay.
Physical education.
Gym is a room.
Okay. All right. Well, but that's where
My
the
husband
classroom
was a FIAD
is.
teacher.
Okay.
So see, here we go again.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I grew up playing
You're-
basketball, but had hockey players in the
Yep.
neighborhood. And when we'd play basketball, the hockey
man.
players are just clubbing people across the head. They don't know proper rules
The
of
dribbling,
sports.
the dribbling of the basketball and the trajectory off of the backboard when they would shoot it was just impressive. Jill McKenzie, I know you're surprised at this, but Scott, you are the winner. 100%. Are you kidding me? Why do you want to watch just really slow hockey when you can watch dudes break their entire body?
Yeah, let's watch
Well, we know
boring hockey.
we do know who the superior athletes are, and it's not the basketball players.
I gotta say this about that. The first individual that tried to actually skate would be my favorite part of the whole thing. Like the people running and watching other people break their ankles, and the first one that's like, all right, I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna get going.
Trying to skate on a
Can't
court.
skate on hardwood.
Not with
says
that
you can't?
attitude.
Yeah, who says
Not
you
with that
can't?
attitude.
Who says you can't? Jill, you were so close. You were so close. And then you scolded me about gym class. Get the fuck out of here. Hello, you play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
I'm all about being right.
Which is technically correct.
You are Gabe Johnson through and through.
No, this would be like putting shoes on dogs,
Yes.
and you're just watching them try to.
Or even better, tape on the bottom of cats' feet.
Well, that would be more like the hockey without skates.
I don't know. You get that going, and it's real cartoony. Their legs start going 100 miles an hour. It's very enjoyable.
It is.
It's very enjoyable.
Anyways, hello and congratulations.
Everybody, hello and congratulations has been had.
Yay.
Scott Badeaux, you won. I'm amazed.
I'm a little disappointed, to be
I mean,
quite honest.
I'm
Why did I
a
come
lot
on?
bit disappointed. He had the worst opinions in the entire.
It felt like this was going a very specific direction. I'm really surprised.
I kind of thought as the guest I'd win, but
that's not how it
whatever.
works.
He usually gives it to the guest, so you forget to say hello and congratulations, and he gets the win.
The only reason to do that is so that I win and we get to laugh at you. But by God,
I was ready to say it too.
we were able to laugh at you the whole time.
Say what?
It was. Were you?
Hello and congratulations.
Okay. See, there we go. That's
Missed opportunity.
I made the right choice, comedically
Well.
and otherwise. Great. I enjoy that. That's a fun little game to play. We got some other ones that we can do next time. Scott, you brought up the long or short pasta. I think that's a legit conversation
That
to have.
depends on the gravy, man.
I appreciate that you called it gravy. Good work on that. Well, let's do it.
Sunday gravy.
Let's do it right now. This is just for fun. We're just amongst friends. There are no winners or losers here. Scott, let's talk. Let's go pasta. Short or long on the pasta?
I like a good spaghetti.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
That's as much justification as I'll give it. I like spaghetti.
I'm a fan of the lasagna.
Okay. All right.
No, you texted that to me, and I've been thinking about it ever since, and I still have not decided.
Okay.
I like a good macaroni. Actually works with different gravies. You can
Yep.
put a macaroni in a lot of different
Yep.
places, but I like a good spaghetti. I like a good lasagna.
Yep.
Give me a pan of lasagna. Give me
Yeah.
the long noodles.
See, now that it's interesting.
I
'cause
don't think lasagna counts.
I think I had that
Is it
same
a
You don't
question.
think
when it came
lasagna's
up.
pasta?
How long of a noodle?
I do, but I think it's a completely different thing.
Listen, how many chose?
That's like saying, do you like thin crust or deep dish? I like calzones.
I don't think so. I think it's still a noodle.
it has the lasagna
So you're going to
noodle.
say that baked ziti isn't a pasta? It doesn't count?
No.
Well,
No, I'm not going to say that.
And you called him the winner? Wow.
yeah.
That's the loserest take I've ever heard.
Yeah, I agree. Jill?
I'm going to go with short
Okay.
because, we use, the
Yep.
long noodles for spaghetti, but
Yep.
you can put that gravy
Yep.
over
It's not
short.
gravy.
It's sauce.
It is gravy.
It's sauce. You can put that sauce,
Okay.
same sauce,
Sure.
over the short noodles.
Over
Sure.
the penne or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's just a little more versatile.
okay. I will say this, that we eat far more spaghetti than we eat anything in our house. You got the tacos, you got the pizza, and the spaghetti. Those are three big go-tos coming out of the Badeaux household. And we've got every noodle. You open up the pantry and we've got every noodle. And we also like to do this. We also like to buy one box of wheat and one box of regular and then mix them. That's exactly everything. So we've got a whole section of our cupboard that is just every noodle you've ever imagined, but we still just continually eat the spaghetti. So I think it's the right answer. I'm really surprised, Jill, that I would have thought that, you heard it here first. Jill likes them. She likes them short. She likes them small. She doesn't like the long ones. She likes the short ones.
It's all about girth.
Well, that's you're getting back to Scott's lasagna.
Then you want a lasagna, for sure. If you want the girth, you go for lasagna.
That's a penis.
All right, enough of this nonsense. I told Jill that we would keep it clean. Just so you know, Jill,
This has been pretty good. I've listened to some of the podcasts and went, oh my God. Okay, I'll go anyway.
Just to be fair, we had to at least end with one penis. So it's the way it works around here. Scott, thank you.
Yes.
God, you're the worst.
I almost said you're welcome.
Yeah.
That would have been a disaster.
It would have been a disaster. Moving on from you, Gabriel Johnson.
Dave, always a good time. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for bringing the straw conversation, because we had the same thing happen.
You, McDonald's?
Yeah, let's go. I can appreciate it. It is the right move. But I think what needs to happen now is we as a society need to revolt, and then McDonald's needs to lead the charge in the new straw. Figure it out, whatever it is, figure it out.
Well, you know what it is everybody drinks from a sippy cup
That's what they
for
gave
their
us.
entire life.
That's,
Yeah,
no,
that's what it's
no,
gonna be.
you got it wrong.
I'm not saying that I agree with that. I'm just saying that that's where it's going to end up going. That's what, all the lids.
That's what all the lids are
all
doing.
the lids are going to be
But
a little.
McDonald's, if you're going to give us sippy cups, goddammit, figure out your ice cube situation. Because it ain't working. It ain't working.
Well, I hate to tell you, but when I go have a drink, it's water, lemon, and 2 straws.
Oh, you're making up for everybody. McDonald's is going to call you up and tell you, Jill, you got to stop. We've been working really hard.
And
here.
I'm going to say, excuse me, I'm the queen. I do what I want.
I got to agree, though. It's ridiculous. And it is a sippy cup. That's what it is. You have now given adults sippy cups, and they don't work. It doesn't. I tried drinking out of it. It went all over me. I can't figure out how to put a straw in there. I can't figure out how to drink out of it. It's ridiculous.
I used to be a Coke guy. My Coke was 90% full. 90% full. I just couldn't drink it.
You were a Coke guy, and you have converted Gabe Johnson to Pepsi. I think that
Over
says
a
it all.
straw.
That's right. Jill, thank you so much as well.
You're welcome. It was fun being here.
We'll have you back in the new studio.
Okay.
Hopefully, as long as you
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Okay, as long as you don't get canceled for whatever nonsense came out of that. And it may have been your comment about not being allowed in the kitchen. I can't believe it, Joe. I can't
We
believe it.
didn't let women in the kitchen back in the day.
I-
That was so
They-
And that was
inappropriate.
the 70s.
No, we got
And
to
you
make
participated.
we got to make the fries,
And
and
you
we
didn't
could
make a
make the
stand.
shakes.
She did make a stand. She got in there and said enough is enough, much like you're known to do.
Well,
Oh, it's a lady.
I'm just kind of groundbreaking kind of a gal.
Yeah, with that, we're done.
You have a closet?
fucking closet there? What the hell? Was there a door there the whole time?
Yes, the entire time.